Crusader Kings 3 and the Council, the powerful vassals, the spouse and the bishop are the topics of this dev diary. They are all very interesting, and we will find out how these guys can help you make your realm and you more powerful, and how they can sabotage you and make you rule hell. So how will the new attribute system work for the council, and how does it compare to the old one? What can your council members actually do now? Like some interesting examples at least, because there will be a whole new lot to do for them. And who are the most powerful characters in your realm, and how can they help you? A hint, one of them is your spouse. So first we have your good old council. There are 5 positions still: the chancellor, the steward, the marshal, the spymaster and the court chaplain. There's no advisor there, so that's a small change. There's also a mechanics change. Usually you had the attributes from your people around here, your attributes, and after a certain formula you would get the state attributes that would be the total attributes of you that you could use to act and your realm, because they automatically improved your attributes quite a bit with their attributes. The same went with your spouse, and then you had the so-called state attribute, and these are now gone. They are completely replaced with the personal attributes of your advisors and with the special actions you can do with them. And of course also, to improve your attributes, you can now actually use your spouse. More to that later. That is something active, by the way. So it's a difference from the usual passive thing. In Crusader Kings 2, it's active now. So, and the personal skills also have a much higher influence on the actions that these people can do and how good they can do them. You can see also in this, you can see the possible side effects. Green are good side effects, red are bad side effects. So you can see that you might have, if we take this as we have a steward with 9, then the steward with 9 has 2 positive effects for the development in the county and 3 negative effects. So 9 is, well, it's below 10, so it's a little bit below average, and so you have more negative side effects, and that will massively, as they claim, influence the actions you can take and the success chance. Something else that is added to that, you will get a lot of positive minor events from people that are highly skilled and that are also meaning well for you. Similarly, for example, they take the example of a steward. A terrible steward is not just slow, they'll actively bundle things and make a mess of your accounts as they go. Kind of like the old smuggler's events. That kind of thing. So that's something really important now, that you have a very high value in the attributes of the people you choose as the council. But similarly, and we'll come to that later, it's also very important to get the most powerful vassals into the council, because they can really mess up things for you. So it's a tougher choice, and a tougher choice is usually always a little bit more exciting. Let's have a look at something more interesting even. That's like the spotlight actions that they have listed here for the different positions of chancellor, marshal, steward, spymaster and court chaplain. For the chancellor, this would be integrating the titles, speeds the de jure drift of a valid title into your realm. You know that is something from another dev diary. Integrating titles will be something that will lead a lot to something like tax income, and it's not fixed, it's a gradual process now. Then we have the marshal, who can increase control in the county, increasing control gain per month in a specific county, for example increasing your levies, or if you have got a new land, also by that way increasing your tax income. Just increasing your possession of the county. Then you have the steward, that increases the development in the county, reduces building and holding construction times in the specific county, as we've seen above here, and can boost the development growth per month in the same as we have seen here. For example, building construction time minus 1%, holding construction time, development growth plus 1 per month, for example, would be, if we take that guy with a 9 stewardship, would be something pretty average. I think 9 or 10 is a pretty average value. Then we have the spy master who can now find secrets. We had that in the previous dev diary. Secrets are very useful for blackmailing, for gaining what was formerly favors and now is mostly hooks. Hooks for swaying and also, of course, hooks for blackmailing to hook more people onto your plot. So, attempt to learn of secrets in a given court, including your own. Then we have the court chaplain who can now fabricate a claim on the county and gain opportunities to acquire claims on a specific county. So that's something very nice. Gaining opportunities, that's just a hint that there are a lot of positive events or negative events tied to the actions of your people in the council. We're coming to the even more powerful parts of your realm, the persons that may or may not matter most. Are you single and outside the reach of the meddlesome Pope? Then life might seem pretty smooth, they say, at least for a while. On the other hand, if you're a married Catholic, then you have these two ones. First example is your spouse. Your spouse makes you complete. She can, or he can, depending on which ruler you are, support you on a variety of council tasks and boost one of your specific attributes and give you like an average boost to all of your abilities. You can see here that she can just assist the ruler or support at various tasks here. Court intrigue, manage domain. In that case, she would be good at chivalry mostly, it seems. Patronage, that's something very nice. I mean, it's an underdevelopment screen, but the thing is, that will be very useful unless your queen or your king are landed. Because if they are landed, they are not at the court, and then they will not be able to support you. You might have more power through them being landed, but yeah, there's that big but, and that big but is they won't be able to support you, and that's something very powerful. So you might prefer unlanded characters as your spouses. Now we come to this guy. As you can see, there's the Archbishop Ailgel. Your bishop does not endorse you. No effects. Since Ailgel's opinion of you is +1 or less, you gain no levies and taxes from his church holding. That's the thing with Catholics. They have a lot of power. So what they do is controlling all the temple holdings, and this means the taxes and levies. If they like you, you will get access to these. If they don't like you, then the Pope will get access to this. You will not see anything. To make that even crazier, like the bishop is basically the replacement for your court chaplain, and the bishop also gets a fraction of the taxes and levies of your vassals' bishops. So if you have a bad relation to your bishop, well then good luck. The bishop is extremely powerful, can do great things for you, so if he's loyal, it will be a really big boon to your realm, and if he's disloyal, it will be, well, you could probably say, a parasite sucking your levies and your taxes from you, and just costing you nerves and actions and everything. So you better cater to him. And you might think, yeah, we'll just go for a trusted friend. We'll make a trusted friend your court chaplain. Well, you have to be careful about that. Depending on your faith, it is really, really hard to replace the court chaplain. In the case of Catholicism, it is even a heresy if you do it under the wrong circumstances. So, and the heresy, that is, well, something for a further dev diary, but it sounds like big complications. Yeah. The leasing of the bishops makes them very powerful. When we're speaking of powerful and powerful vassals, as you can see here, what is the thing about powerful vassals? Much has been taken over from Crusader Kings 2's Conclave expansions. The powerful vassals are the wealthiest lords with the highest levy counts in the realm. They are powerful, influential, and unruly, and you ignore them at your peril. They will expect a seat at the council. Now there is something. Why do you want that? Because the most powerful vassals now are the main thing to decide how you can change your succession. So that's the thing. To enable you to change your succession, you have to cater to the most powerful vassals. Not all vassals anymore, like in Crusader Kings 2. That was a little bit tiresome, but now only the powerful vassals. But there's something else about the powerful vassals. They all expect a seat on the council, and they might actually want a very special seat. At least that's what I'm interpreting into these words. So they might be moderately bad, for example, at their martial ability or at their diplomacy, and they might anyways want to become, for example, the marshal, and then they will be very bad at it, but you have to cater to them to make them satisfied, or they will cause big problems for you. As you can see, powerful vassals are also hooked into a number of other systems in little ways, some of which may be talked about in later dev diaries. So they influence really a lot, especially as your realm grows. They get bigger and bigger. For example, in an elective succession, they usually receive more votes as they have more sway over the realm's processes. When recruiting for schemes, powerful vassals make better agents, provided you can persuade them. And since they know this, they're also harder to use the sway scheme on. And lastly, an unhappy powerful vassal in a faction is far more worrisome prospect. And more on these factions later down the line. I'm really looking forward to that. And the excitement that comes to quarreling with your vassals, removing them, charming them, making them your tools, or, well, maybe making them your master. But no, you will be the ruler, and you will find ways to charm them. There's a lot of ways to charm them. As we've seen, your queen may help, and let's only hope that this excitement is still the excitement that we know from Crusader Kings 2. Then, and if it even gets improved, that is a very nice prospect and will improve also the story we experience in a lot of Shakespearean, I tend to use that word too often, I know, and maybe even comedic ways. That's what I'm looking forward to. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, and have a great time until then. Happy gaming.